Hello everyone, welcome to Wicked West Books. My name is Meg. This is Kestrel. And today we are talking about love and books. It's not every day I get to post on Valentine's Day, but today it is. So today we're going to be talking about some of my favorite romance novels. Not necessarily like the traditional historical fiction romancy kind of things, but what are some of my absolute favorite relationships that I have ever read? So the first book that I want to talk about is the first actual romance book that I ever read, and that is The Wild Baron by Catherine Coulter. This was a book that I picked up off of my grandmother's bookcase, and I still have it. It's not the only romance series I picked off of my grandmother's bookcase, but it was the first. But I do remember being confused when we got that much through the book and all of a sudden it's not just a romance, but it's also a quest to find the Holy Grail. So if anyone is interested in what my intro to the romance genre was, this is it. And I still remember it, having read it only once, and I might make time to read it again sometime this year. For this video, I want to talk about my 3 favorite bookish couples, and we're going to start with the ones that I placed in place number 3, and that couple is Lucifer and Marian Yaslana. So this is the Dark Jewels series. There's a few books in the series. This is not the first one. This is a book that is short stories, and in this book is when Lucifer and Marian meet for the first time and kind of fall in love over a short story. It is my favorite story that comes out of this world, which is why it's one of the specific books that I got signed when I went to the Anne Bishop book signing that she put out just before COVID, and I love them. They are absolutely adorable. Lucifer Yaslana is everything that Rhysand wants to be. Because, as you can see from my card, I fully maintain that the Bat Boys in Moss's books are not made up from her own imagination. And they are an absolute pale comparison to the ones in the Dark Jewel series. The Dark Jewel series does, however, come with a heavy list of trigger warnings because there is a lot of sexual violence against basically any and everyone in the series early on. It dwindles some as the series goes by, but it is a heavy trigger that is needed for this book. Not this one specifically, but if you start in the series, the beginning books are kind of hard to read, but also it means that when they get out of it and they get to be the better people that they are inside, instead of being around all of the controlling people, they're so much more lovable. And Lucifer Yaslana, one of the absolute tops for me. I love him, and I love Marianne. Second on this list, Kate Daniels and Corinne Leonard from the Magic Bites series, the Kate Daniels series. This is a series written by Alana Andrews, which is actually a husband and wife duo that writes the books, so you have a male perspective and a female perspective in the writing of the books, and the way that they write books together absolutely complements off of each other. It gives you so much depth to all of the characters, the main characters, the background characters, and especially to the romance characters. Kate is an absolute badass. This is an urban fantasy series. She runs around with the sword and knows how to use it from before the books begin. She is a strong, badass woman, and she is not going to let a lion who is king of the shifters push her around. It starts off as a very kind of antagonistic relationship, romance, and while it builds off of that, it's still a happy and trusting relationship. Alana Andrews will write smut. They will write smut when it comes up, but only when it's actually necessary or believable for the characters. So the first few books in this, if I remember correctly, 18-book series, there is no smut. Not until it makes sense for them. They don't just jump into bed together. With this series, it can be a little bit of a slow burn into that full-out romance. And when they are together, they are quite an unstoppable pair, and they're both willing to go to the ends of the earth for each other and just be a strong couple. And it's one where they even have a kid in the future, and I don't mind that. It's not my favorite trope in a romance novel for there to be children, but I really didn't mind it here. And the third couple that I want to talk about is from the Alpha and Omega series by Patricia Briggs. Anna and Charles Cornick meet in a short story that takes place before this book, but this is the first book in their series, and they are my all-time favorite romantic couple. The connection that they have, the way that they are, they feel allowed to be kind of vulnerable in front of each other and know that the other one is just going to be there for them. This romance between Anna and Charles is my absolute favorite. It is what a romantic relationship should look like. And if you want werewolves in a romance, I highly recommend Patricia Briggs' writing. Not only does she write some amazing characters, an amazing and unique urban fantasy world, her stories are only around 300 pages, and the depth that she manages to get into her writing, Patricia Briggs is a highly underrated author, in my opinion. In both this series and her more main one, the Mercy Thompson novels, the characters manage to have a relationship without losing who they are even a little bit. So that is going to be it for this video. It's kind of short, but I really just wanted to talk about my favorite loves in writing. They are all fantastic, and honestly, the writers themselves are also great, and I recommend anything you see that they've written. They are my favorite romances, but they're also kind of my favorite authors. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, subscribe to my page if you haven't already. Comment down below what some of your favorite bookish couples are, because I would love to meet some new ones. And I hope you have a wicked day.